Hi, this is Lefty Dad, and I'm doing a video today on this freezing cold day in the Midwest where it's 0 degrees from 1984, which is perhaps one of my most joyous remembered baseball seasons. And the game today will be between, the Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. Nolan Ryan, 37 years old, on the mound against John Denny. If there are any particular seasons or matchups, I have all the seasons that are available, and I can mix and match. Please leave a comment, and I'll do my best to do a video between those teams, or if there's anything else, any other comments you want to leave. And if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 200 200 subscriptions. So I'm going to control Philadelphia, and the computer AI, which is excellent, will control Houston. You can see that I'm doing like the never-ending replay of 1984, and currently Philadelphia is 4-1, the record. Houston is 3-2, and you can see here, which is very wonderful, that Houston, here are the stats for Houston so far. They just got out of a 3-game series in Houston against the Mets, and they won the first 2 games of that series. And for Philadelphia, they just did a 3-game series against Cincinnati, and they won 2 games. So it looks like, I think both teams have lost their last game, but they have won their last series. So we will get the game underway, and I'm going to have Houston be controlled by the AI, both teams coming in with 1 loss, the most recent game. Both pitchers have started a game so far this season. Nolan Ryan, looks like he went 9 innings and had a shutout apparently, and John Denny went 6 innings and gave up a couple runs. This is the season where Dickie Thon got hit and never really recovered, was able to recover. And in fact, I played the game. It was one of the first games of the season. I played the game where he got hit. He didn't get hit in the game, I don't think. But he didn't. This is all real transactions, actual lineups. So he's out now. He's kind of grayed out here, you can see. So on with the game. The game has great sound. There is the old Veterans Stadium for Philadelphia, but I have all the sound turned off because otherwise it's kind of too noisy. John Denny is, I have the total stats up here on the cards for the whole season. Over here on the right hand side, you'll be able to see what the current batting average is, and you can click this little link here and that'll show you the batting average for the you'll see that the at-bats and hits for the game will line up here, but this is also the current batting averages. You can click on it, and then you get, because they're both right-handed pitchers, you'll see what the batting average, the batting average so far this season against right-handed pitchers is, how many home runs they've hit. Nobody has hit a home run for the Astros. How many RBIs? Jerry Mumphrey has 5 RBIs. And the on-base percentage, Chris Reynolds has a 1,000 base percentage. And the OPS even. Chris Reynolds has a 3,000 OPS. So Bill Doran leads off against John Denny. John Denny, you can see here, this is his second start, went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits and 3 runs, all earned in his last outing. He's currently 31-year-old. Mike Schmidt's over there at third. Bill Doran, who hit 261, gets a single to left field, and he's going to try to steal, kind of a kamikaze steal. He's going to go no matter what kind of a jump he gets, because this plus sign here in the yellow, if it was an asterisk, it would depend on how good of a jump he got, but he's just going to go. He's going to have to be better than Bo Diaz, the catcher, and he's stealing against a combination of Denny, who has a hold rating of 3, which is average, and Bo Diaz is below average. So in terms of throwing runners out, so it's a pretty good chance that Doran will steal, and he does because he had to roll higher than a 33. So he's down at second base now. He's very speedy, 5. That's as fast as you get. Terry Poole is up, and Terry is hitting 350 currently. For the season, he hit 301. And Terry Poole is going, this is the AI running it. They're going to try to bunt him over. So they're going to, the catch, it's bunted right in front of the plate. The catcher is always listed as playing in because of that. And it's a pop out to the catcher, so the sacrifice bunt was not successful. Now, I need to fix one thing, because when I play the games myself, it just automatically goes to the next hitter, and you wouldn't get a chance to see really how the outcome played out. But I do full season replays of every inning of every game, so I kind of keep it going. But I'll change that in a second. But there's a line drive to Ivan De Jesus, a shortstop, and if it's a 6-sided die, if he rolls a 5 or 6, it's a double play, and it's not. It's a 3. That's the righty-righty matchup situation. If it had been a left-handed batter, it would have been a base hit. So I'm going to click here now. It won't automatically go to the next hitter. So now we've got 2 down. Jose Cruz is up. You can see down here his picture. He's got either a lot of hair or a really small hat. And this is a righty-lefty matchup, so we'll see. Juan Cruz is hitting 350 so far this year. This is going to be a ground out to De Jesus. So we go now to the bottom of the first inning. Nolan Ryan is on the mound. He pitched 134 innings. See what his strikeout rating. It's not as like the strikeout ratings, currently are off the charts. And he is 37 years old, but 183 innings. He struck out 197. He still struck out more than one batter per inning, which was really great for 1984. The Ryan Express. And Juan Samuel will lead off. Samuel has, if you see down here in the lower right, this indicates that he has attempted 5 times to steal, and he's only been successful once. He did steal 72 bases in 1984 and was only caught stealing 15 times, so we'll have to see if this kind of rights itself as time goes by. But anyway, it's ground out to Craig Reynolds. I think I said Chris Reynolds before, but it's Craig Reynolds. Now Len Matuzik is up. I'm pretty good with the names from 1984, so I don't think I'll embarrass myself. And Len is hitting 333. Again, lefty-righty matchup. Paul Owens was the manager for Philadelphia in 1984. This is going to be a double. And you see here, the higher the number up here for the pitcher, the worse it is. But this game truly does merge the batting card and the hitter card. It's not a 50-50 game. I really love this. And you can see Ryan, this was the worst. The 3 column is the hit, kind of whether you get hits or not, give up hits. For the most part, Ryan has 1s, which is outstanding. But he just left it over the plate too much, and it got the worst possible number. When you add it up with this 31, it's a 34 double. You see, if it would have been anything other than a 6 here, a blue 6, it would have been a line out. So you can see how really detailed the game is in a true merging way between the hitter and the pitcher. But it's not clunky. It's really fast. You get to look. This allows you to see what it would be on the game board if you're playing cards and dice. But you don't have to go through all that. But yet you get to see it. You don't have to see like the whole chart. It just shows you. The game is just brilliantly ported to the computer. So if you're not playing PC replay baseball, I think you really ought to give it a try. Okay, Mike Schmidt is up with 1 out, runner on second. Schmidt hit 36 home runs that year. He's already hit 2 this season, only hitting 190 so far in this replay. Hits a ground out to Craig Reynolds that moves Matusik over with 2 outs now. And Joe Lefevre is up. I believe it's Joe Lefebvre or Lefevre. I keep thinking, I think it's his son who does the Royals broadcast now. I think they call him Ryan Lefevre. But anyway, Joe is going to bat, hitting 176. This is going to be a strikeout. It's a strikeout, I think, because because it's the 1 column here and the 2 column here are strikeout. How much the pitcher strikes out hitters. And you can see Ryan is a 1 in every category. And in fact, this asterisk even converts some regular outs to strikeouts. He did walk his fair share, so we'll see if he starts walking anybody. Okay, we're at the top of the second. John Denny's on the mound. John Denny, a really good pitcher. Particular year, he was in 154 innings, 7-7 win-loss record, but his ERA was only 2.45 and his WHIP was under 1, which is outstanding. Okay, Jerry Mumphrey hitting 313 so far this season. He was 290 for the whole season in reality, since this is not reality. There's a walk. So Denny, the 5 column here is the kind of the control walk column, and you can see that Denny, like Ryan, got the worst possible number in the column, which turned out to be 3 + 4 is a 7. And if it could have been any number other than this 3, it would have been a ground out. So you can see how the game works. It's all right there in front of you. And we've got a runner on first with Ray Knight up. He is rated 5 at bunting, which is the worst. 1 through 5. 1 is the best, 5 is the worst, so I'm not going to have him bunt. If you see any 1s on the card or 35s, those indicate that it could be a double play pretty easily. You can see the defense is in halfway for double play depth, although Schmidt is playing in case there's a bunt. But Ray Knight really doesn't hit it to double plays very much, so we'll let him go ahead and swing away, and this could be, it's a ground out. And they were playing halfway, so they got him at second. They couldn't turn the double play. Okay, now Alan Ashby is up with 1 out. Alan Ashby, he's got a 35 over here. He's got some 1s, but we'll have to let, Knight has, this turned out, this is going to be some kind of event here. It's a K. So you'll see if you're playing the card and dice, there'd be a special action chart, and you can see Ray Knight is terrible at stealing, so we're going to roll 2 6 dice, 6-sided dice, add them up. Most likely it's going to be a caught stealing. Yeah, it's a caught stealing. So the game controls stealing attempts, which for some people that may be, they wouldn't be happy about it, but frankly, if you play every inning of every game, it's really a relief to let the game handle it. It handles it so well that now if I play other games and I have to worry about pickoffs and holding and are you going to run and looking at the percentage, this is a lot nicer if you're going to do a replay. I guess that's why they call it replay baseball. Okay, Ashby is still up. Ashby is going to strike out. So we go to the bottom of the second. Glenn Wilson is up. Glenn, 25 years old for the Phillies. He had some good years, and he is going to line out. Ryan has very low hit numbers too. You see, that's a 1. That's as good as you can get. So 1 plus the 32 down here, or 31 down there, is a 32. If it would have been a 3 or like a 3, I guess would be a 3 or a 4 or 5, it would have been a double. But Denny Ryan is above average in that regard. Here's Vaughn Hayes. Vaughn stole 48 bases, and you can see down here he's attempted 1 stolen base and he was successful. This could be a walk. Yeah, it's a walk, and there's an asterisk down here, so that means he will try to steal if he gets a good jump, and you see this yellow kind of little circular rounded square. There's an asterisk. So if he can, now this will depend on the hold rating. Ryan, of course, was terrible at holding runners on, so I think he's going to be able to steal. But what this means is the steal will be successful if he can get a good jump, and all he has to do is get a 24. Ooh, 26, barely got it, but then it's an audit. So that's a safe steal. They're not going to go unless they have a really great jump. So 1 out, Bo Diaz is up. He's a 2 at bunting, but we're not going to bunt. And Bo Diaz flies out the center. And now there are 2 down. See all the personal details here. Ivan De Jesus is from Puerto Rico, 5'11", 175. The year he debuted, he's been in the league for 10 years. He's 31 years old. De Jesus, his first at bat of the game, and it could be an error. This is going to challenge the error ability, whether Duran commits errors or not. He's got a 55. This is 11 through 66, so it's unlikely that he'll commit an error, and he does not for the 3rd out of the inning. And now we go to the top of the 3rd. John Denny. You can see here he can face 20 more hitters, so batters faced. And if he gets to that point, he could even go farther than that. But the pitchers of 1984 often pitched late into the game, unlike the pitchers of today. There's going to be a strikeout. Strikes out Craig Reynolds. Now Nolan Ryan is up, no designated hitter. And that's a strikeout. And the 6th column is the home run, kind of the power column, but Ryan hit no home runs in 1984. Now Duran is up for the 2nd time, only batting 130 so far this year, but he did get a hit the last time up, and this is going to be a strikeout. So 1 hit for each team. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd, John Denny is up now. They've got to the bottom of the lineup. You can see here Nolan Ryan can face 16 more hitters, and over here you can see that Denny will be able to face 17. So you get an idea there if you need to pinch hit, if you're running out of gas for the pitcher. This is a ground out to the 2nd baseman for Denny. He's out. Juan Samuel is up. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and grounded out last time. This is going to be a strikeout. So let's see. That's the 2nd strikeout for Ryan. Let's see if Ryan, sometimes it'll say in here if they've done any particular notable things, highlights, but which is often if you strike out 10 or more hitters. But it's so early in this season. This is only his 2nd start. But Tusick is up. He doubled last time, and this time it's going to be a ballpark effect. So this will depend on whether there were a lot of base hits allowed in Veterans Stadium or not. And you can see that 2/3 of the time in this situation, there was not a base hit. But they rolled a 5 or a 6, it's going to be a base hit. So with the ballpark effects, Matusik is on. Now Mike Schmidt is up, and he's got 2 home runs already in 22 at-bats. So here's a chance. He's only hitting 182. This is going to be a ground out to Craig Reynolds. So it's still a scoreless game. We go to the middle innings, and John Denny is got 17 more hitters to face. Terry Poole is up, who popped out to the catcher last time up. I think that was a failed bunt attempt. This could be, now this is going to challenge the range of Juan Samuel, and Juan Samuel is not a defensive specialist, so he has a 4 rating, which is the worst you can get on the infield. 1 is the best, 4 is the, 5 is the worst. You don't see those very often because they don't ever play. In the outfield, it's the opposite. The lower the number, the better you are. The higher the number, the better you are. Lower the number, infield, the better, higher the number, in the outfield better. But anyway, he's got a 2/3 chance to get an out anyway. Oh, but they rolled a 1 or a 6, he's safe. So Samuel let the ball dribble through, and now Poole is going to try to steal if he gets a good jump. Denny is better at holding runners on, but Diaz is not so great at throwing runners out. So 34 higher, he will steal, but he only rolls a 26. But again, he didn't get a jump, so he didn't try to go. And now there are no outs, and Garner's pretty good at bunting. We'll see if they try to bunt him over. No, but he may, a ground ball to third baseman. And because Schmidt was playing in to guard against that bunt, he didn't have a chance to initiate a double play, so it went right to Batusik at first, and that moves Poole over with 1 out. Jose Cruz is up. Now this is going to challenge the defensive ability of Glenn Wilson, who's has average range out there. And you can see that this is also a ballpark effect. But there's a 2/3 chance that the ball is going to drop in. It's a looping drive to the outfield. No, but if they rolled a 1 or a 2, they had a 33% of getting an out, 33% chance of getting an out, and they did. So it's a tight game now. Both teams have 2 hits, and Denny has struck out 4, and it's only in the 4th inning. So we've got 2 outs. Mumphrey is up, hitting .313 so far this season. He walked last time. This is going to be a line out to the shortstop. If it had been, again, this is the best pitch that Denny could throw, and as a result, otherwise, if with this 12, if Denny doesn't have a 4, but if there would have been a 4 or 5, it would have been a double or a triple, depending on whether Mumphrey hit a lot of doubles or triples. So we're to the bottom of the 4th. Lefevre is up, and he struck out last time. It's going to be a sharp grounder to Craig Reynolds, who throws him out at first. Now Ryan is facing Glenn Wilson, who lined out to center field last time, and this is going to be could be a rare play, depending on what this kind of magenta, I think it's magenta dice rolls. If it's an even number, it'll be against Wilson's speed. Wilson is average. If it's a different number, it's an even number. So they're going to roll a dribbler to the mound. If he can roll a 1, 2, or 3, Wilson will be safe. 4, 5, or 6, he'll be out. It's a 6, so he's out. Okay, the game is really moving along fast. 2 down. Von Hayes is up. He walked last time, and this is going to be a fly out to center field. So the pitchers are dominating this game. It's on AstroTurf, you can see the big cookie cutter stadium. Now John Denny is on the mound again. He can face 13 more hitters. Ray Knight is the batter. He grounded out to the shortstop. There's going to be a ground out to the shortstop again. 1 down. And now Alan Ashby is up. Ashby, he hits a ground ball to the other side. Left-handed hitter hits it over to the second baseman, Juan Samuel, 2 down. And now here is Craig Reynolds, who struck out last time. Denny has 4 strikeouts, and he's going to strike out again. So both pitchers are really in top form. Ryan hasn't struck out as many as I thought he would have by this time. Bo Diaz, you see Ryan now can face 9 more hitters, and Denny can face 10 more. Bo Diaz flew out the center last time. This is going to be a line out to the shortstop again, and this is the righty-righty penalty. If it had been a left-handed hitter, it would have been a base hit. So those matchups matter. There are more extreme versions of it too, but here is DeJesus, who hit a ground ball to Bill Doran last time up, and this time up He's going to hit a ground ball over to Reynolds. 2 down, 2 hits so far in the game for Philadelphia. Denny will bat, and Denny will. He's going to hit a little dribbler, I think. No, this is going to be a pop foul, and this will depend on how much foul ground space there is in the stadium, and there is quite a bit of foul ground space. So the catcher is going to has a 2/3 chance of catching a foul ball for the out. If it's a 1 through 4, it'll be an out. It's a 6 though, so it did go out into the stands. So Denny is still up. Not that it matters. There's a strikeout for Ryan, and we're going to move to the top of the 6th. Denny has 10 more batters to face. Ryan will hit. He struck out last time. This will be a fly out to the center fielder, Vaughn Hayes. Take a quick look at the all of the outfielders for Philadelphia are average. They're rated 3s. The infield, Schmidt has good range, but 11 is the worst number for getting errors. A lot of third basemen have these high propensity for errors. Hey, up the middle, they both have lousy range. Matusik is really good all around at first base. He's excellent range. Okay, Denny faces Doran. Doran has singled and struck out, and now he'll fly out to right field. 2 down. Terry Poole is up. Terry popped out trying to bunt and got a base hit. This is going to test the error rating of DeJesus. So if they roll a 33 or higher, it will be an error. It goes to 54, so there's an error. He booted it. Ivan DeJesus booted it. That's the first error of the game. Now Garner is up. Phil Garner, he is 0 for 2, and that's going to be maybe a strikeout. Yeah, a strikeout. So, pitcher-dominated game, moving along at lightning speed. Nolan Ryan could face 6 more. Juan Samuel is up, and we'll see what he does. This is going to be a line out to center field. If it would have been, again, a 1 from Ryan, 31-32. If it would have been a 3 or 4 or 5, it would have been a double. So the pitchers are really controlling this game. Matusik is up. He's 2 for 2, a double and a single. Raised his average to 400 in this early part of the season. It's a strikeout for Ryan. Ryan now has 4 strikeouts in 6 innings. Schmidt's up. Schmidt, oh, that's the right-handed pitcher against the right-handed batter. He lines it. Reynolds leaps and catches it. So now we're at the top of the 7th, entering the late innings. Denny can face 6 more before we see if he can continue farther. Oh, long ball by Cruz. But I guess, so if it, Denny is kind of average in terms of giving up home runs. That's what the 6th column is for the pitcher. And he got a good roll. He got a 2, and you add it to Cruz, who has an 8 down here. That's a 10, which is a single. If it would have been a 4, it would have been a 12. Would have been a home run. So Denny held him, and Cruz is not exactly that powerful. 12 home runs, but he was up. He was at 160 games, so that's not a lot of power. But he is on first. He's going to try to steal if he gets a good jump. So we'll see if he gets a good jump. He's got to roll a 34 or higher, but he does not. So he's going to play it safe on first. Mumphrey is up. Mumphrey does not bunt very well. He's rated a 5. He's 0 for 1. This is going to be a deep fly to right field, right at the warning track, but Lefevre catches it. And now we've got 1 out. Ray Knight is up. He only hit 237 last year. He's hitting 150 so far in this early part of the season. This is going to be a short fly to left. Again, these really great numbers up here for the pitchers are keeping the game scoreless in the 7th inning. And now we go to, we have 2 outs. Ashby is up, runner on first. Has there been a runner on second so far? Has nobody even gotten to second base? That's a short fly to center. Now we're at the bottom of the 7th. Ryan can face 3 more, and then it'll have to be determined if he can go farther. and we're the number 4 hitter, Joe Lefevre, is up, who doesn't have a lot of power. And he grounds out sharply to Doran, who throws him out, 1 down. Glenn Wilson is up, and Glenn hits a sharp ground ball to Doran, and there are 2 down. And I hope this isn't going to be a 16-inning extra inning game. Here's Hayes. We've got a lefty hitter against Ryan. Ryan is down to his last batter faced, unless he can go farther. And there's a fly out to center field. Now they'll see. Here's his batter faced boost check. And the computer internally rolled a 4, and you can see he's got a number 2 up here. So if the number is higher, so because of that, he gets 4 more batters faced. And you'll see over here, Ryan is listed with 4 more. So I don't think he'll be able to probably go the whole game, but we'll see. Okay, Houston. Denny can face 2 more Houston hitters. We're near the bottom of the order. 2 strikeouts for Reynolds. This is going to be a bunt. He's going to bunt down third base. I also like it that the computer helps determine whether you bunt or not, where that doesn't have to be a constant decision every time a batter is up. Although you can bunt if you want. You can call a manual bunt. But Schmidt is really good, and if he can roll 2 6-sided dice higher than the number 2, he'll be out. And he does, easily. So he easily threw out Reynolds on that bunt attempt. But anytime you want to bunt, I guess I can't do that. I'll show it to you when I'm controlling Philadelphia. I can call it intentional walk anytime I want. And you can change the positioning of the fielders here if I want to. But the computer sets it up really nice. Okay, 1 down. Denny can face 1 more. Nolan Ryan, they're going to let him hit. And there's a ground ball to Matusik at first. Now he's going to have his boost check. No. You see, Denny didn't go as far as Ryan did historically in the season. He has a 4 up here, so he would have needed, the computer internally had to roll a 5 or 6, but it just rolled a 2. So now that means that Denny green number here is now orange, and he has 7 more batters he can face unless somebody gets on base, and then he will be out of gas. And he'll go to his B ratings, which are down here. And these are the worst numbers in all the columns for him. So you want to kind of take him out if he hits that. Okay, Doran is up. Doran is 1 for 3. There's going to be a sharp grounder to DeJesus. And now Denny can still face 6 more next inning in the top of the 9th, as long as he doesn't let anybody on base. Ryan has 4 more. And I'll have to decide whether I want to let Denny hit or not when we get to that point. I probably will pinch hit for him. There could be a walk. Yeah, there's a walk for Diaz in the 8th. Now I have to decide, do I want to put somebody faster in? We do have Ozzie Virgil, who could come in and catch, and we do have Luis Aguayo, who is a 4, and Gary Maddox is a 4. They're both good hitters. I think I'll just let Diaz stay in. DeJesus is not a good bunter, so we'll just roll the dice, and he strikes out. Okay, he struck out. So there's 1 out, and I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter. So to bring in a pinch hitter, I click on Denny here, and now here are my choices. And this is a wonderful presentation too. I don't have to go through some kind of weird comparison thing, not to be negative, but I've got these 2 left-handed hitters up here, and Tim Cochran is really good. He hit .341 that year and 208 at bats, so I think with 1, but he's not overly bad at double plays, so we'll let him come in and pinch hit. So you see he is up now. This is his first at bat, and we just hope that he doesn't hit the double play. This is going to challenge. Oh, this is just a base hit to left field. Okay, now things are a little different. That base hit, he's a really good hitter. We're going to This is the normal running speed on the bases. I'm changing it to GFI, go for it. I'm going to put, uh, looks like I'm going to put Gary Maddox in to run for Diaz here. So now instead of a 2, he's a 4. The best you can be is 5, but the best they have on the bench is a 4. Samuel is not good at bunting, and he strikes out a lot. I just know that from having watched all these games in the 80s. And my big fear now is that Samuel will strike out and not have anything happen. Aguayo could come in and play second, but I could have Greg Gross bat, and he's got an on-base percentage of nearly 400. So, and he doesn't hit a double play, so I'm going to have Greg Gross bat for Juan Samuel. And we'll see if all of this micromanaging will make any difference. So Gross is up. Gross looks like he's been up twice this year with 1 hit. Okay, big moment. And he gets a base hit, a sharp single right over the shortstop in left field, and now Maddox is going to go for it. No, he's going to hold up. With 1 out, he's going to hold up. But this is where I would want to have a fast runner with the go for it. So I don't know why he didn't really. The computer kind of runs all this too, which is fine. It's like having first and third base coaches, and that's part of the micromanaging that I can live without. Okay, Matusik is up. Matusik, he's got a lot of 16s here in his 2 column, which are deep fly balls, which result in sacrifice flies. And he doesn't really hit in double plays any worse than, I would say he's below average. And it's a lefty-righty matchup, so we're going to let Matusik try to do something here. And Matusik, he could hit it out of here. He hits a grand slam. If he had been a right-handed hitter, or if he had been facing a left-handed pitcher, it would have been a deep fly out. It would have scored a run, but he hits the grand salami. Wow. Talk about dramatic. Too bad it couldn't have been in the bottom of the 9th. Okay, Ryan is a B now, so that just blew his circuits. And he goes to his B rating, so I think that they'll probably take him out. The computer, no, they're going to let him pitch to Schmidt, who lines out to the shortstop, and there are 2 out. They're going to leave him in. I do have, you know, sometimes you leave him in for a little bit anyway. Now we got righty-lefty. This is kind of bad, though. They'll probably take him out now because he's out of gas. He faced a left-handed hitter. Left-handed hitter hit a double. Now I think they're going to take him out. Yeah, now they're going to bring in Bill Dawley. And Bill Dawley, really good relief pitcher, ERA of 193. He's thrown 3 2/3 innings, given up 3 hits, no runs across. Okay, Glenn Wilson is up. Glenn strikes out. That's a strikeout. Okay, so talk about pressure, drama, and rising to the occasion. Greg Gross hit a home run, and I don't know if I can't see how many he hit for the year, but anyway, we're going to go to the bottom of the top of the 9th, but Philadelphia is the home team, and we need to bring in a catcher, a second baseman, and a pitcher. So I guess we'll start with the pitcher, and we're going to be facing 2 lefties and a righty for the first 3 batters. So but Al Holland did all the relieving anyway. He had 29 saves for Philadelphia. So Holland will come in to be the pitcher for the 9th inning, and he can't get us. It's not a safe situation, however. Okay, Ozzie Virgil will catch, and now we need to bring in, well, Kiko Garcia is actually better. He only played 1 game in 1984, so let's have him play the 1 game. He's a better shortstop. You see, neither of them give up errors. They'd have to roll a 66 to get an error, but Garcia is a 3 range, Aguayo is a 4, and the lower the number, the better. So now we've got Garcia, and see how easy it is to put people in. And now Holland has, you can see down here, Al Holland, he's 0-1, but he has 1 save. So I don't quite, I guess he has 1 inning pitched, so I guess he pitched 1 inning, and you can look all this stuff up. You can see his game log and everything, every game he pitched, but it looks like he was in 1 game and got a save, and then another game he gave up 3 hits, a home run, and a walk. His ERA's 27, so he did get a loss. He did have a good game and a bad game, but they all added up to 1 inning. Okay, let's hope he has a good game, since I'm controlling Philadelphia. Terry Poole is up. He is 1 for 3. You can see 1 for 3 right over here. And Terry Poole is going to strike. It'll pop out. You see, if Holland had been a 1 over here on the strikeout column, it would have been 1 plus 5 is 6. It would have been a strikeout, but he's not that intensely much of a strikeout pitcher. Okay, now here's Garner, and he's going to ground out to DeJesus. I could do some defense substitutions if I felt like it. For instance, I just click here, and now I can see, do I have any better shortstops? Well, Aguayo is actually a little better than DeJesus. Doesn't really matter much. Do I have a better center fielder? No. Glenn Wilson is the only player that can play center field on this team currently, so it's moot. Jose Cruz is up, 2 down, top of the 9th, the last chance. Cruz is 1 for 3. He had 312 that year, 1984, and this could be a walk. Yeah, it's a walk. He stole 22 bases in 1984, so I don't think he's going to steal. In fact, you have, even though the computer handles the stealing, when you get in a situation like this where it would be really dumb to steal, you can call it off, and the computer has called it off. Okay, Mumphrey's up. Mumphrey is 0 for 2 with a walk. Let's see if they're going to rally. It's going to be a sharp grounder to Schmidt, but he snares it, throws it over to first, and that is the ball game. And now you're going to see here, Denny got the win, 1 win, no loss. Ryan got his first loss, and John Denny is the most valuable player for this game. Phillies 5-1, even. Now you can look up here to the box score. It's a really great box score. See all this stuff. The game took 2 hours and 37 minutes, according to what it'd be like in terms of fantasy. It's the 10th of April, Tuesday, and now you can see as the series plays on, you'll see Philadelphia won the first one 4-0, but it'll keep tracking the series stats. And that's it from Veteran Stadium. This is Lefty Dad. Again, like the video, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions or comments or other games, seasons you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. So stay warm and have a great Sunday.